conditions are required at each and every location. And if you are understanding the concept of this topics covered in this power system operation and control, wherever you are dealing with respect to this kind of power system operation, it will be very much useful. Okay. So while coming to this power system operation and control, so what is the activities of the operator in the load dispatch center? So from the starting to the ending, what he has to do throughout the day, throughout the month or throughout the year, that is covered here in this syllabus. So to start with, the operator in the power system, what he has to do? The first requirement is he has to analyze the load profile. He has to analyze the load profile. So load profile in the sense, as you know, the basic requirement is load curve. So what is load curve? Variation of load demand with respect to time. So operator in the energy control center, always he will be looking for the daily load curves, then weekly load curve, monthly load curve and yearly load curve. And with these things, the first requirement is sizing the system. And even if you are looking towards microgrid, there also the first requirement is sizing the system. Sizing the system in the sense, first you will be assessing the load profile. If somebody is asking you, you please establish a microgrid for this campus, because this is one of the big campus where we have 3 institutions and hostels, everything were covered, where there is a huge requirement for the power. So what you have to do? First you have to plot the load curve. So how do you plot the load curve? The first requirement, you have to analyze each and every load, the load characteristics. For example, you take this seminar hall, you have to plot the load curve for this seminar hall. So how will you plot the load curve for the seminar hall? So until today by 10, where the power consumption is 0. So by 10, it hooks up to some 5 kilowatts. Then when the seminar over by 12:30, once again it comes to 0. Are you able to follow? So this is the load curve for this specific seminar course today. But as the whole campus you have a number of loads, so for each load where you have to assess the requirement of power from morning midnight to midnight, and you have to plot the load curve and you have to club it. And with that you will get the load curve for this entire campus. So like that, the operator also, if you are in the electricity board, you have to do the same thing. And after getting the load curve, what is your requirement? Because you have to establish the grid. You have to see what are the possible combinations of sources to feed this load. Possible combination in the sense, for example, if you are clubbing on all the 3 institutions, assume that the peak load is about some 40 kilowatts. The peak load is about 40 kilowatts, and the minimum load on this 3 campuses is about some 4 kilowatts. This I am telling for reference, it may not be the exact one. So if it is the case, what kind of sources you have to select, or assume that you have only diesel generator. Assume that you have to use only the diesel generator. One of the problem now it is sizing of the diesel generator. Sizing means 30 kilowatt is the peak demand, means you cannot install a generator with 30 kilowatt. You are able to follow? What is the drawback? While it is operating at minimum load, where it will be operating with very poor efficiency. You are able to follow? You have to maintain the good efficient operation. So if you are installing a single generator of 30 kilowatt, it is of no use. So what you have to do, you have to look into the load curve. What is the variation of load curve? For example, where there is a load of about 5 kilowatt or below that for a period of some 4 hours. You are able to follow for 4 hours. Then about 10 to 15 kilowatt of load for next some 10 hours. You are able to understand? From load curve I am talking. I observed that in the load curve, where the load demand is at below 5 kilowatt for about 4 hours, and the load demand is in between 10 to 15 kilowatt for about 10 hours. Then for the rest of the 10 hours it is in between 25 to 30 kilowatt. So this is the information I am obtaining from the given load curve or what I have generated of the load profile. So now I will come to the sizing of the generator. So I will look into the sizes of the generator. So first, okay, for about 4 hours I need only the load demand below 5 kilowatt. So I will select one 5 kilowatt. I am assuming that power factor is unity. Accordingly you can change it. So 5 kVA one generator I will buy it for that without the minimum load conditions. Then when it exceeds 5 kilowatt and it is below 15 kilowatt, let us assume that the next size we will select one 10 kVA alternator, diesel generator. So when the load demand is less than 15 kilowatt, you can use that 5 kilowatt or 5 kVA generator as well as 10 kVA generator. Then when the load demand exceeds 15 kilowatt, so you have to use another some 15 kilowatt generator so that you can satisfy all the. You are able to follow? If you are buying only one 30 kilowatt generator, it has to run more than 24 hours. And you can get maximum efficiency only when the generator is operating at its rated load. And particularly with the diesel generator, where the fuel consumption will be almost near constant while varying from the minimum load to maximum load. So you have to waste lot of power. Unnecessarily you have to use lot of diesel. Are you able to visualize? So this process is called the sizing and the number of units. Sizing and the number of units. Selecting the number of units and its size. Are you able to follow? So the first thing, what is the requirement of a load curve? If you want to select the number of units and their sizes, how it is possible? Only by analyzing the load curve. Are you able to visualize what is the requirement for the load curve? So this is the major requirement. Even if you are going for microgrid, the first thing you have to assess the load, and with that you have to plot the load curve. And from that load curve, the immediate requirement what we can do, we can determine the number of units and their ratings. This is the preliminary work for the operator. Are you able to visualize? So these things were covered in your unit 1. Am I correct or not? Because you already studied. And some other definitions will be there. One of the definition is load factor. What is the definition for load factor? Average demand by maximum demand. So already you have read that expression for load factor. So if I am giving some value of load factor, I am giving two values of load factor. One is 0.6 and another one is 0.8. So from that value, what conclusion you will get? I am giving two values of load factor. One is 0.6 and another one is 0.8. With that, what is the conclusion? Yeah, load factor always less than 1. That cannot exceed average demand by maximum demand. I am not asking from that value, what is the use of that value? There is a definition, load factor, and with that you are getting some value. Let us say one is 0.6 and another one is 0.8. Somebody is asking, what is the use of this 0.6, what is the use of this 0.8? Why you want to calculate that? What for you are doing that work? No, with that, practically where you will use? Rate of consumption. So, no, that you tell me, rate of consumption, what way it is related? Two values are available, so with this I will do these activities. As from the definition you can see, suppose if you have a good load factor, it is about 0.8, because always maximum is on nearly constant load. Load factor is maximum means what? It refers to a constant load. Are you able to visualize? So if you are establishing the power generation for some constant load, where you can use some better generators without any difficulties. Suppose if load factor is less, it is moving towards 0 means what is the drawback? That load is highly fluctuating. Sometimes it will be 0, sometimes it will be at maximum. Then only the load factor will be very poor. So if load factor is maximum, most of the loads are almost near constant. So if you have such kind of analysis, so this is the load factor and this is the load factor, based on that you can analyze the power requirement or the transformer ratings or whatever the things are possible, you can discuss. If load factor is maximum, you can have better utilization of substation transformer or the generators. You are able to follow. If you have a 0.9 load factor, then the load on the transformer is always remains constant. So whatever the equipment you have invested, you are able to utilize it fully. Always underutilization is danger. You are able to follow. There, whenever it is required, you can't add some transformer, you can't add some transmission line. You have to check the utilization factor. So this load factor indirectly will give you the meaning for the utilization. You are able to follow. If you are establishing a substation based on the load profile, you can say here we have better utilization. Better utilization means what? The load factor is near unity, so that means power is consumed at a constant value. Are you able to visualize? Then the other thing, you might already studied about units required per day, or the maximum demand is very minimum. If the maximum demand is a very minimum, where there is no need for standby resources, otherwise you have to keep some reserve unnecessarily. This is waste. So what is the conclusion from the values of load factor? If load factor is near unity, always it is better. If load factor is nearing 0, then you have to invest lot of amount and the revenue will be lesser. So somebody is asking, 2 microgrids are available, which will be more profitable? You have to say, I have to assess the load curve and I have to calculate the load factor. Which load curve is giving much better load factor in that microgrid where we have to stay. Because you have to understand that nowadays electricity is also like other commodity. You can buy it and you can sell it. So it is a major business. It is a major business. So if it is a major business where everyone is looking for some profit, so only the electrical engineers can guide them. So if you are doing so, it is much better. Why I am saying nowadays, if you are looking all around the world, sometimes if you are consuming power, you will receive money. You are able to follow. Sometimes if you are consuming power, you will receive money. Do you know what is the reason? In most of the country nowadays we have deregulated power system. Here in our country also we have deregulation, but it is not fully established because deregulation requires confidentiality, so that you can't establish the deregulated market structure. Other than that, in most of the countries nowadays we have deregulated power system. What is the problem? Many investors will be coming forward to establish the generating station. Many investors will be coming for establishment of the generating station. And while coming for the establishment of the generating station, nowadays, because it is large scale in the sense, if you are looking into the thermal stations, each generator capacity is about 800 megawatts. Minimum nowadays, minimum they are starting with 800 megawatt because they want to do everything on the large scale. So you assume that you have a generator with 800 megawatt. If you have a generator with 800 megawatt and if it is coal fired or some other natural gas fired or whatever may be the thing, if you are operating that at full load, always the efficiency is maximum and you will get lot of profit. That means what you have to do, you have to sell the generated power to the consumer. So in the deregulated market, consumer has some rights. What is that right? They can purchase power from any of the generating companies. There is no restriction, they have to buy power from any specific generator. And you have to understand the characteristics of the generators. If you are looking into the thermal stations, you know how much time it will take to start the generator and to synchronize that to the grid, how much time it will take? How much time it will take? It will take some 4 to 6 hours. It will take some 4 to 6 hours. So if it takes 4 to 6 hours, if you are shutting down your machine by 11 o'clock, once again you can start only by about 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock. Am I correct or wrong? So you have to assume that you want to run it continuously and you want to sell all the power throughout the 24 hours. Suppose there is a time midnight 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, no consumer is coming for a purchase of your power. So at that time, only for that 1 hour you cannot shut down your machine and you cannot restart it. Am I correct or wrong? And that too in midnight, if you want to shut down, you need some 50 people, operational persons to monitor that shutdown process, and once again you have to restart. You have to pay salary for them. Am I correct or wrong? Instead of that, if it is continuously running, there is no issue. There is no issue, and even if there is some meager loss, he can accept. So what he will do, if he is unable to sell the power, he will post in the website, whoever is consuming my power, I will pay some 10 rupees per unit. Are you able to follow? This was the case many times in Germany or in US, where you can find these kind of schedules. Sometimes if you are consuming power, where you will be paid. Are you able to follow? But if you are consuming power, you will be paid, because it is not like other commodity. If you are buying rice, you can store for 1 year also, nothing wrong. But electricity, once if it is generated, you have to consume. And there is a monitoring system. If you are generating some power and if no one is consuming, he will penalize you. Are you able to follow? You have to pay some huge amount for that. Are you able to understand the market? So it is some of the complex market. That's why now power system is gaining more importance. Before the deregulated market, there is no much requirement, because power will be generated by one of the government companies and it will be consumed by the consumers, where transmission, generation, distribution, everything is monitored by a single entity, like how here it is in our state. Even though on record, we have also generation companies, distribution companies and transmission companies, but it is not properly executed in the operation. But in other countries where this was the trend. So for all those process, if you are having a generator, tomorrow your generation schedule, how will you decide? You have to forecast. You have to forecast the load demand. So tomorrow this will be the load demand. You have to plot the load curve based on your forecast methodologies. Here in your syllabus, they have covered I think 2 or 3 forecasting techniques. What are the forecasting techniques you have studied? Straight line or parabolic, exponential. So few methods are available. So likewise, a number of methods are available. This is only a sample where it will be used only for peak load forecast. This method which is covered in your syllabus, it will be used to forecast the peak load. But other than that, many other time series approaches are available where you can forecast the load demand for every interval what you want. For example, today as an operator you can decide, tomorrow 24-hour interval I want to forecast the load demand. You can forecast it by using some of the suitable techniques. But as an introduction, where they have given some basics about the load forecast and some of the technologies and some of the methods like straight line curve fitting or parabolic curve fitting or exponential curve fitting techniques. So these are the basics covered in the unit 1. So we are coming to the load characteristics. The first thing you have to understand, the load is not constant, it is dynamically varying one. So that you can easily observe by looking into the load curve. And from the load curve, one of the major thing where you will be having a number of factors. Those by each factors has some significance on the system operation, like load factor, demand factor, diversity factor. So all those things you can have some analysis, and with that where you can expand your system. Other than that, even while going for the selection of number of units and their sizing, where the load curve is, load profile is very, very essential. Then the load forecast, One is while coming to the broad classification of load forecasting, where we have short term, mid term and long term. What is short term? If you are forecasting the load demand for next 24-hour interval, then that will be the short term. Why that short term load forecasting is required? Whether you have any idea? Have you studied about the classification? Or a different classification, they will say very short term or whatever may be the thing, but in general, at least we have to categorize short term, mid term and long term. So what is the requirement of short term load forecasting? Why you want have short term load forecasting? What is the requirement with the short term load forecasting? What will you do? So what is the outcome of short term load forecasting? Let us say 24-hour load demand. Tomorrow Saturday, midnight to midnight, 24-hour interval you can consider. Then with that you can forecast the load demand. Where you are using that forecasted value, what is the use of short-term load forecasting? I think in your 4th unit you will be studying one of the other problem, unit commitment. You are studying one of the value problem of unit commitment. From the name itself, you can say what is unit commitment. Suppose you have hundreds of generators. Normally in the practical system, we have a number of generators. So if you have hundreds of generators, you have to decide what are the generators to be turned on during this specific time. Because to start or to shut down your machine, it will take minimum some 2 to 6 hours. So immediately you cannot shut down your machine or immediately you cannot start the machine. So if you have hundreds of generators, at least one day ahead, you have to give the schedule. For example, 10 to 11, you have to give the on-off status for all the generators. Then 11 to 12, on-off status. 12 to 1, on-off status. So like that, for each interval in the sense, I am always talking about 1 hour interval. Even in the countries like US, they are going for 15 minutes interval. So that depends on the fluctuating load demand. So in general, for the purpose of analysis, let us take 1 hour interval. So with that 1 hour interval, you have to forecast the load demand for next 24 hours. So if you want to feed that forecasted load, you have to decide what are all the generators should be turned on during that specific time. What are the generators should be turned off. Then it may be much easy by looking into the value. You add up one generator by generator until meeting the capacity. It is not like that. The other way, we have to minimize the cost also. While committing the unit, you have to ensure that you will be meeting the load demand with the minimum cost. So that's why we are using the short-term load forecasting mainly for the purpose of unit commitment. Are you able to visualize? I think already you have studied load forecasting. In specific, short-term load forecasting means let us take 24-hour, next 24-hour interval. What is the requirement of that? Because we have to commit the units to meet out the load demand during each and every intervals. So you have to prepare the on-off status of each generator. For that purpose, you have to use the unit commitment problem. Are you able to visualize? That will be covered in the unit 4. Any doubt with this short-term load forecasting and the unit commitment? No doubt. Then, while coming to the unit 2, I think already unit 2 also started. What is the need for the real power and frequency control? Why you have to study the real power and frequency control? Accuracy. What accuracy wants? What is the need for that unit 2? Why you are studying the real power and frequency control? I think already may be aware about these things, where we are not able to store power anywhere. Am I correct or wrong? Today, by 10 o'clock we are using this seminar call. So until then you will be sitting in some other hall where you will be using only some few 4 or 5 fans and the few lights, then you will be turning off and you are coming here. Suddenly you are increasing the power rating because you are using the alternating equipment. So the power consumption will increase. Before turning on any of the equipment, whether you are getting permission from anyone, sir, I am turning on this, you please supply power, like that, whether any information is given? No. Suppose even if you want to have single rupee, 1 rupee you want, can you get it from anywhere? You can't take it from some other packet, somebody else's packet. You have to ask from your parents or from your friends, then you have to collect it. But while coming to the power, we have the biggest drawback, you cannot store it. But you are unable to store anything, but whenever you want power, you are consuming. Are you able to understand the concept? So it is one of the complex issue. You cannot store the power, but no one is telling to anyone whatever may be their consumption. You have to understand the balance. So if it is the case, from where the power is delivered to the nodes. So that is the thing, it is covered in the real power and frequency. So from where it is delivered actually? From where it is delivered? Where you might have studied about the governor operation, am I correct? Have you studied about the governor operation? So when coming to the basics of governor operation, where you have to understand the shaft system model. Assume that there is a shaft. Assume that there is a shaft. The load on the shaft, let us say we are adding some 100 kg on the shaft. There is a complete barricade between these two edges. What load is there? The person sitting on the next side cannot see it. They are able to follow that completely it is blocked. But without seeing the load on this shaft, the instruction given to this operator, you please rotate this shaft at 100 RPM. So speedometer is there. So he will rotate by looking into the speedometer. What he will do? He will rotate this at 100 RPM. Able to visualize? He is rotating at 100 RPM. So initially the speed will be shown to him. Once the speed is at a constant value of 100 RPM, he will not look into that. Am I correct or not? He knows the input is fixed constant, so the same input he will give. Assume that suddenly some 1 kilowatt load is added, 1 kg load is added here. It is not known to him. So what will happen immediately? The speed will decrease. Decrease to what value? Speed will decrease to what value? Assume that he is giving only the same input. He is giving only the same input because he doesn't know how much load is changed on the shaft. But initially we are throwing the speedometer reading, and with that he is giving the constant input. That's all. We are giving the instruction to give the constant input. So with this he is giving the constant input, but suddenly somebody is adding 1 kg weight. Now what will happen to the shaft speed? Somebody is saying it will decrease. Decrease to what value? Initially I said 100 RPM. Now it is decreasing to what value? 99. How would you know that 99? Why not 98? Here once again the load characteristics. Once again here we have the load characteristics. What is the load characteristics? This load what we are adding, it may be speed dependent or speed independent. We are able to follow. There are two types of loads, speed dependent load, speed independent load. Or while coming to our electrical loads, we will say frequency dependent, frequency independent. Similarly, we have voltage dependent and voltage independent loads are there. What is that frequency dependent loads? Whatever may be the frequency, some loads will consume same power. You are able to follow? Whether the frequency is 50 Hz or 40 Hz, it will consume only 100 kilowatt if its rating is 100 kilowatt. Those loads are called as frequency independent loads. So first we will analyze the first case. Suppose if the loads are frequency independent loads, what will happen? If you are giving the constant input, the speed will keep on decreasing because there is a mismatch between the load and the inputs. There is output and the input. So So finally what will happen? Speed will decrease. Based on the inertia, we will come to standstill condition after some time. Are you able to visualize this? Are you able to visualize this? Because this is one of the basics. Anyone can understand. Whether you are able to assume this analysis, whether you have any problem. And one more type of load. Other load is frequency dependent load. What is frequency dependent load? 100 kilowatt load. At 50 hertz it will consume 100 kilowatts. At let us already you have said 49 hertz it will consume, let us say, some 95 kilowatt. Are you able to follow the difference? So once the frequency decreases, the load consumption also will decrease. Power consumption will decrease. So we have added 1 kg to the same input, the speed will decrease. So once the speed decreases, even though you have 101 kg, where after some time, because these are all frequency dependent, speed dependent, once the speed decreases to some, let us say, for example, it is not exactly only by mathematical analysis with the inertia constants you can find out. So let us say by 95 rpm, the input and output were balanced and there is no issue with that. You are able to follow? So this is the logic behind your speed governor. So what is the operation of speed governor? So whenever there is a fluctuations in the speed, if the speed decreases, what it will do? It will open the valve so that excess input will enter into the turbine and the speed will be ramped up near to the rated value. Suppose if the speed is increasing, once again what will happen? It will close the valve such that the speed will reach near rated value. But governor cannot control the speed exactly to 50 hertz. You can control the speed but not exactly to 50 hertz. Able to visualize? You might have studied about the speed governor operation where with some flight ball arrangement, all those things. But the basic operation of governor is it will sense the change in speed. Accordingly, it will open or it will close the valve. But it cannot control the frequency deviation to 0. It is not possible because always there is a speed group. Where normally it will be varying from some 2 to 5%. Regulation group will be there. Already you might have studied about the parallel operation of generators. Have you studied the problems? Parallel operation of generators. So only based on the grouping characteristics, the generators will share the power. If the group is not available, then you cannot have load sharing. That is also one of the problems. You cannot maintain that group to 0. 0 group is not at all possible. Some group is required, but that group will be varying from some 2% to 5%. That we will be studying that problem. One of the important topic, sharing of power by the parallel operation of the synchronous machines. You are able to understand the concept? So this concept were completely used for the load frequency control, and you should know the significance of frequency control, where according to our 2003 Electricity Regulatory Act, or already you might have studied about the basics. What is the permissible frequency deviation? 0.5. In your textbook, whether they have given 0.5, according to which standard they have given 0.5? According to the IEEE standard, the frequency fluctuation, permitted frequency fluctuation is plus or minus 1%. So that means plus or minus 0.5 hertz. So that means because the frequency is global one, it is not local to any point like voltage. Frequency is global. Global in the sense, suppose if you are sensing the frequency here, you can sense the frequency anywhere. The frequency will be always maintained within its upper and lower limits. But this plus or minus 1% variation is very old concept. Are you able to follow? This plus or minus 1% is very old concept. Why I am saying it is very old concept? Because even in our India, we have better frequency regulation than the IEEE standard. You are able to follow? In our country also, We have very good frequency regulation. What is the good frequency regulation? Where the minimum frequency permitted, operation permitted here in our country is 49.65 plus. You can't have the frequency below 49.65. Able to follow? Frequency will not go down below 49.65. Similarly, it will not go above 50.2 Hz. Then it is better than the IEEE standard. Are you able to follow this concept? So here, because based on the lot of other problems, because mainly the rotating machines will be getting affected with the frequency fluctuations. So with those things, they have brought some strict regulations, and with that now the frequency is maintained between 49.65 to 50.2. But IEEE standard means you can go up to 49.5 at the maximum 50.5. But we have better frequency than the IEEE for the voltage control. So from the syllabus itself, you know where there is a strong coupling. What's your idea? We have two generators. Rating of the generators are same, 5 kilowatt each, and these two are connected in parallel, and the load on these machines were 8 kilowatt. So how much will you generate from generator 1 as well as 2? How will you find out that? Any idea? Two generators are there. So one of the immediate response, if you are not aware about the economic operation, because both are 5 kilowatt rating, if you generate 4 kilowatt from each of the generator, the problem will be solved. Am I correct? But while coming to the economics, where each generator we have different input-output cost function. What is that? Input-output cost function. What is that input-output cost function? You have to take first one machine, generator. You have to feed some minimum amount, and you have to check how much power it is generating. Assume that initially it is generating some 0.5 kilowatt. How much it is generating? 0.5 kilowatt. And to generate that 0.5 kilowatt, you know how much input you are feeding. Am I correct? So you have to estimate that input in rupees per hour. You have to estimate that input in rupees per hour, and you know the output power. Similarly, for 1 kilowatt, 1.5 kilowatt, 2 kilowatt, 2.5 kilowatt, so you have to plot the curve. You have to plot the curve. That is called input-output cost characteristic. What is that? Input-output cost characteristic. Once you are obtaining that curve, from there, by using the curve fitting technique, you can get the mathematical relations between the input and the output. So what is the use of that relation? Normally in your textbook they are using the quadratic cost function. What cost function they are using? Quadratic cost function. In that quadratic cost function is what you can do. If you want to generate 3 kilowatt, you can calculate how much cost is required. Are you able to follow? If you want to generate 3 kilowatt, if you are substituting the 3 kilowatt, all other values are known with the curve fitting technique, then you will get the cost for the generation of 3 kilowatt. And even though the ratings of the generators are same, 5 kilowatt, 5 kilowatt, the cost for power generation will be different. Are you able to follow? It will not be ideal. Some of the generators will generate one thing. You have to ensure that while meeting the load demand of 8 megawatt, because whatever may be 8 kilowatt, whatever may be the load demand, you have to match it, and at the same time, where you have to generate with the minimum cost, you have to generate with the minimum cost. You have to satisfy the power balance, total generation equal to total demand. So 8 kilowatt is the load here. So two generator has to generate 8 kilowatt. But how much power will be generated by each machine will be obtained by the economic dispatch. By solving the economic dispatch problem, you can get it. So what is the economic dispatch problem? Objective is minimizing the total cost. Objective is minimizing the total cost. How will you calculate the cost? How will you calculate the cost? How will you calculate the cost? Because already we have the relations. Whenever you are getting a generator, they will give the cost function. If you want this much power, you have to feed this much input. That relation they will give you. So While meeting that 8 kilowatt by using the cost function of each generator, you have to find out some optimal value. Optimal value means only with the combination of power output from generator 1 and 2, you will get minimum input cost. Are you able to follow? So that is the concept of economic dispatch. It is one of the simple problem, very easy by comparing to the power system analysis what we have studied, load flow, source equivalent, stability. These problems are very. If it is a well-established SCADA system, you have to control all the components in the power system from the control center itself. So that means what? Oh, suppose load forecasting. So all those some 10 or 15 functions, whatever you think are covered, it will be only a theoretical one. Then variations in the control variable. State transition means suppose if the system is operating without any constraints violation. Constraints violation means what? Voltage is within plus or minus 5%. Then or the frequency is within plus or minus 1%. If there is no deviation at all, then it is called the normal state of operation. If there is no fluctuation, then it is called a normal state of operation. Are you able to visualize? If there is any violation on the minus side, it will move from normal state to the alert state. It will move from the normal state to the alert state. Then in the alert state, if there is any major event, in our syllabus they will be describing that as contingency events. Loss of transmission line, loss of transformer, loss of generation, these things will be the major events. If there is such events, what will happen? The system will move from alert state to the emergency state. So once if the system is in emergency state, what we have to do?